Well, hey there. Good morning, Brickheads. Happy Monday to you. Hope you had a great weekend. I know I did. This weekend was insane as far as Lego leaks, so we are definitely going to get into a good one today for sure. But again, hope everything was going well for you. I got to tell you, I want to start off by just saying thank you, first off, to just if you're listening, whether this is you're a longtime listener or whether this is your first time, and whether you tune in on your favorite podcast platform because you like just listening to a nice podcast, or you're a visual person and you like the YouTube page, no matter how you're getting this episode, I just really appreciate it. And I do know that gotten a lot of new listeners lately, due in large part to the 100th episode giveaway that happened last week. Now, it's technically not done, so before I get into just that reminder, I just, again, want to say thank you because I had surgery. It's been just over a week now on a broken ankle, and I am recovering well. And a lot of people left nice comments in there about just hope you're feeling better and hope you're getting better. And I am, and I appreciate it. I am still, if you're tuning in on the YouTube page and you like the visual of it, I'm still sitting in a chair. I don't get to get in as many steps as I normally do, but the recovery is going well. Anyway, moving on to the drawing, because a lot of people tuned in to the 100th podcast episode. And if this is your first time, a little serendipitous for you, you are in on something important. And actually, this is like the 11th hour. What I did is, if you didn't know, last Monday, a week ago, I put out an episode. It was my 100th podcast episode on the Lego BrickCast, right? And so I decided to celebrate. We're going to do a drawing. And I have had that drawing open all week. One full week, that was what I was going to do. And today, if you're tuning in here on Monday, August 11th, this is the 11th hour for you because, see, 11th on 11. Because tonight, things are going to close. Tomorrow morning, I'm getting up Tuesday morning, and I am picking those 3 winners, just doing a random drawing. And what I will do is just put that in as a pinned comment on the 100th episode. And you might be asking yourself, if it's your first time, Steve, how do I win? Can I still win? The answer is yes. Like I said, this is it. This is the final day. So first off, to remind listeners, I am giving away not 1, but 3 different items. One is set 75295. It's a little microfighter Millennium Falcon. Super cute set for sure. The other ones I'm giving out are the Zodiac gift with purchase. This is going to actually be 3 sets that you're getting. It is the Year of the Tiger, Year of the Pig, and then Year of the Dragon. Okay, so that is a 3-pack that I'm giving out. And then also one lucky winner is going to be winning the Lego Ideas Exosuit. Okay, so this is set 21109, the 7th Lego Ideas set ever to come out. And all of these are new, sealed in box. And you get a chance to win all 3. And it's real easy. All you got to do is be a subscriber to the YouTube page. So if you're listening, if you're just an audio person and you like the podcast, you got to go to the YouTube page and hit the subscribe button. Then it's the 100th episode, okay? It's not this one. It's the video that is the 100th episode. All you got to do is hit a like on that video, leave me a comment. It can be a simple comment, I want to win, whatever you want to put on there. If you have already commented on there, you've probably seen I respond, because I do. I respond to every single comment, usually within about the first 24 hours. I get back to you, and so I have hearted those comments. You got a heart on your comment. That means you're in to win for this drawing. And that's it. That's all you got to do. Doesn't cost you a dime. I pay for shipping. I do all of that. We will work out all the verified stuff to make sure that you are a real person, all those things. Once your name, if you win, gets in those pinned comments. But again, today is the last day. So if you have been him-hawing around and deciding, do I want to win free Lego from my personal collection? That's it. All you got to do. Again, be a subscriber to the page. Go like it. Go leave me a comment. The comment enters you into the competition, but you can only win if you are a subscriber to the YouTube page. And then tonight, it all closes up. And tomorrow morning, I will put the winners in that pinned comment in the 100th anniversary video. So again, not this one, but there you go. I just wanted to, little housekeeping issues, make sure you know, because I want to give everybody a chance to win free Lego from my collection. So yeah, no strings attached. All right, with that, should we finally get into it? Apologies, 5 minutes in. Today is a big day, y'all. We have, I'm going to focus on 5 sets today between official images and pretty much mostly just leaked images and rumors. And I think it's time we have a serious conversation about Lego and we do some comparisons and we talk about what are we getting here at the end of 2025? And one, is it a good Lego set? Is it a good Lego product? And two, really, honestly, the crutch of most of these is it worth the money? Because all that matters at the end of the day to Lego is it good enough for you to pay for it? You know, are you willing to shell out the cash it takes to get your hands on these sets? And I know some people are. So keeping all of that in mind, I'm going to try and keep an open mind, but I am not going to be afraid to be critical in this episode because I think these criticisms are valid and points that I think all people in the Lego community should really consider as they're moving forward with these sets. And you got to ask yourself, you know, is this just the way of the world, the way of Lego, the new direction, and we're just doomed? Or do you think it will get better? I don't know. But I want to start off with the elephant in the room, literally the big gray elephant, and that is the UCS Death Star. If you have not seen, we have leaked images. We got them. They're there. All the images that we've ever wanted to see. Well, no, we want to see more, but all of the initial leaked images, someone that looks like in a warehouse was like, oh my God, I got to snap some cell phone pics. You know how it usually happens. But we've got the images. We see what it looks like. And if you're tuning in on the YouTube page, I will have images of everything that I'm talking about today. But here you go. $75,419. It is officially a 9,023 piece set. Again, we've known it was going to be over 9,000 pieces for a while, but there's your piece count. We've known the big thing for a while that this is going to be a $1,000 Lego set, which comes into 11.1 cents per piece, which by Star Wars standards, 11.1 cents per piece is about on average. Comes out here in about 3 weeks, October 1st. Looks like the final official minifig tally is going to be at 38 minifigs. Now, the little asterisk there, it's 38 total minifigs, but by looking at the minifig image, it appears to be like 30 of them are unique minifigs, while some of them are like, you know, stormtroopers. We have, I believe it's like 6 stormtroopers in there, and those are all the same minifig. But yeah, there you go. And it is, rumors were to be believed, a large diorama looking set. It measures about 27 inches high by about 31 inches wide. And then by its biggest depth is about 10 inches. But that is, the 10-inch depth there is kind of a little misleading because there is one platform that holds an Imperial shuttle, and that part of that platform comes way out. And so the true average depth of this set is like 3 to 4 inches. That's it. About 3 to 4 inches. It's kind of hard to tell in the images, but it looked to me about 8 to 10 studs, and 10 studs is a little over 3 inches. So I am going on that as my average. And so based on this image, you got to ask yourself, is it good? Like, I don't know. When you look at it, I want you to, if you're just listening, you can picture set 10188, the play set Death Star, okay? And I have that next to me right now in all of its glory. And I really wanted to like break down like what are we getting, right? In comparison to what we've already gotten now for this set came out in 2008. So, this set's almost old enough to vote now here in America. And so it's like, is that set that we're getting that much better? Because this set that came out in 2008, just to give you the quick specs on it, it was 3,800 pieces. So almost 4,000 piece set. This set was $400 when it was released, or about 10.5 cents per piece. So honestly, almost on average on the price per piece. Excuse me. It had 24 minifigs, so definitely less minifigs in it. And if you wanted to adjust it for inflation nowadays, if this had come out today at that same price, that's around a $600 set. So let's just pretend for a moment the 10188 Death Star came out today. This is a $600 Lego set. And so you got to ask yourself, is this $600 Lego set better, worse, or on par with what we're getting for $1,000? Because that's what you got to ask yourself. Are you willing to pay $1,000 for this? And like I said, when we talk about measurements of the new Death Star, it's 27 inches high. So it is almost a foot taller than this Death Star. This Death Star is about 16 inches in the sphere, right? So it's about 16 inches at its widest in its diameter. And the new one's about 31 inches. So the new Death Star is about twice as wide as this 2008 Death Star. So at first glance, this new Death Star diorama is huge, right? It's a huge sphere, but again, it's about a 3 to 4 inch deep sphere looking diorama. But when you look at it a little bit closer, guys, it's got pretty much the same number of playable areas. Like it is a play set style thing, right? I don't know how else to explain it. Like it is very much the 10188. And I started counting them, and to me it looked like there's about 13 different scenes, 13 different playable scene areas. You've got your throne room, obviously. You've got your trash compactor room. You've got your jail cell room. You have your platform where there's the Imperial shuttle where it's about to fly off. And you've got those different scenes that are set up from the movie involving the Death Star. And we've got that here in the 10188. And I counted the scenes here on the 10188, and there's 13 spots on this set as well. So you're getting the exact same number of playable scenes. So that has not really changed at all. In addition, I decided to go super nerd, and I'm like, well, how much playable area are we getting? Like square inches, right? Like how much actual space? Because this is obviously 3 big circular platforms. So I did the math, and roughly, it's not exact, but roughly in square inches of playable area on the 10188, the 2008 Death Star, we get around 427 square inches of play space. Wow. Diameters, right? Circles, areas, math. It's cool. 427 square inches where you can play and set up all of your scenes. Based on the image that is released, that was leaked, I went ahead and did the math as best I could, and I really feel like I was not conservative with this estimate on these 13 rooms, but it's around 400 square inches. So literally, all they've done, if you think about it in this perspective, is they've taken the 10188 and they have flattened it. They have flattened it and spread it out so you could see every single scene all at once. But you're not actually getting more play space. In fact, it could be argued, I'd have to measure better when we get better images, there's less play space on the new 75419. Like, that's absurd. And this set did it in under 4,000 pieces. And you're like, okay, well, Steve, where's the additional 5,000 pieces coming from? And I think that's the shtick, is when you look at the leaked image, there is a wall, a back behind it, obviously, to stabilize this very shallow, very wide, very tall set. And so, Lord knows, probably maybe 3,000 of those pieces are literally just the back, to give you this black brick. And that's just general black brick, very common black brick all the way up. And so it's almost like a waste. And obviously in the new sets and what we get a lot more plates versus bricks. On the 10188, this thing is stout, and it's stout because there are a large number of 2x4 bricks in here, 1x2 bricks, 1x4 bricks, and it's very, like I say, it's thick, right? And so I never worried about this coming apart. With new sets, they like to use a lot more plates, a lot more greebling, a lot more plates, a lot more 1x stuff, and it's just, I feel like it is a set that they had to use that piece count just to justify the idea that we're going to squish this down. But is it good? Is it good? I don't know. Like, part of me goes, that's a really cool concept. And then part of me goes, why would I buy that? Why would I buy that? I literally already have, if you don't, okay, so if you're listening and you do not have the Death Star, the 2008 10188 set, you can go out and get it still. I not on the current market, but on the aftermarket, you can buy this because this set was out literally for longer than many people have been alive. It was on shelves for. It's honestly, it's an ongoing joke in the Lego community how long this Death Star was on shelves. And then when it got retired, a new Death Star came out, which was essentially the same darn thing. And that was then on shelves for a lot longer too. And so it's not super expensive on the aftermarket. You're going to spend money, but you're going to spend way less money than you are on this new set. And I was thinking, like, how are you going to display it? Like, if you can't put it on like a Billy bookshelf, for example, right? If you're on the YouTube page watching me, behind me, the shelving I have, these are the IKEA Billy bookshelves. Very common, very cheap, economical way to have nice, classy, white-looking shelves where you can display your Lego. And I've talked about that before, so it's like that new set is too big to go on one of these, no matter how you adjust the shelving. It's just not, it's going to be too wide. So if you really wanted to put it on a shelf, you're going to need like the PAX system. Like IKEA does a PAX, it's PAX, and those are actually a wardrobe system. That's literally the only thing big enough to actually display this if you want to do it shelving style. Other than that, it's going to go on a coffee table, an end table, something that's probably up against a wall, because it's not like you can let this thing be freestanding because, yeah, from the front you get this diorama image, but this thing probably looks terribly, terribly boring from the back. It's not something I think you'd ever want to look at from the back. So you're going to have to find a way to display it where its back is up against a wall. And versus this spherical Death Star, because a Death Star is a sphere in my book, you can display this anywhere. Now, granted, this one is a lot wider, and so again, I still display this on a PAX shelving unit. It wouldn't fit on a Billy, but you can look at it from all angles. So you could have this on a table and people like discover as they go. And so I just thought, let's talk about that first. You just let me know. Do you think, based on what you see, that is $1,000 to you? Like, that is, you go, I am willing to spend $1,000 of my money to go get that set. I really want to know in the comments. Like, am I off base? Because when I look at it, when I see that image, I see a $600 Lego set, $700 max. It's not iconic. It's not like a ship. It's not like you're getting the Millennium Falcon and you get that beautiful artistic shape, or even like, an Imperial Star Destroyer, an AT-AT. It's like, it's a sphere diorama. It's more of an art style piece that shows all the different scenes in there. And so I think it's going to be a huge bomb. That is my personal opinion. I think it's going to go full Black Panther bust on us, and literally bust. Like if you've been around for a while, you know there was a Black Panther bust that was released, $350 set. I actually thought it was kind of cool looking, but it is, you know, absolutely a miserable set for the price that it was, right? And it almost immediately went on sale. In fact, I think I got a couple of them for $150 at a Walmart sale. I think one Black Friday or something. So I finally was like, oh, I can buy that for $150, $200 off. And I just think, I wouldn't pay more than $600 for this. And even then, I'm like, do I even want to do that? Because if you've already got the 10188, you've already got all the scenes. You literally have the exact same number of scenes. You instead of a TIE fighter, you get an Imperial shuttle, but you still have your throne room scene. You still have, and the minifig selection is not crazy. Like a lot of those minifigs, they don't even have leg printings. It's not like they're blowing me away with how they've reimagined minifigures, because that's what Lego also does. If they know their set is kind of going to be a little bit of a stinker, they'll put in some really amazing, unique minifigures in there. And this one, I'm looking at it, and yes, it's gritty, but I'm like, okay, are we excited about that? Anyway, moving on from there, I want to reiterate, I was going to talk about 5 sets today, and I know I'm already way into this, but going on that idea of what is the end of 2025 look like, I'm just going to real quick hit on these 2 things. If you haven't been paying attention, we do have the release of set 10356. It's the Star Wars Lego USS Enterprise D, okay? That is our Black Friday set. That is a 3,600 piece set for $400. Again, 11.1 cents per piece. So I bring that set up only because if you've not seen these images, these are the latest images of the UCS Enterprise. I have been showing these each week, but it also goes to is 11 cents per piece the new norm for Lego? Because 10 is always kind of been our ground rule, right? If it's below 10, that's a decently priced set. If it's above 10, it's getting more expensive. So this is an IP set. So this is kind of on par, but again, really expensive, $400. Are you going to buy the Star Trek Enterprise? I don't know. For me, out of every set that I'm talking to you about today, it's probably higher on my list, but I'm a giant Star Trek nerd too, so I don't just like Star Wars. I like that as well. So I'll be excited to get official images of this, but again, very expensive. And then speaking of expensive, this is another one that I think fans are not super happy about, is set 10365, the Black Pearl. Here's a little better image of the back of the ship. To me, I'm like, that is a good looking ship. Like you can't argue that is going to be a good looking Lego set. I have 0 issues with how this set looks. My issue comes down to the price, because for the longest time it was rumored at $330, which would put it at, around 11.5 cents per piece. Again, the new norm, right? 11 cents. But recently, it actually is rumored now that it's going to be a $380 set. So that's a $50 increase from what we thought, which puts it up at 13.3 cents per piece. Y'all, it's not even 3,000 pieces, and you're paying almost $400 for this set. It's phenomenal. But again, the question I ask, is it worth $380? Is it worth that to you? That's all that matters at the end of the day. Is it worth the price you're willing to pay? And I don't know. Like, I look at that and I'm just like, I really love it. It's really cool looking. But unless I'm a hardcore ship fan, I'm going to sink my money elsewhere, because everything is so gosh darn expensive. So I don't know. You let me know. $330 I thought was definitely more fair, expensive, but it is a boat, and with the boats you usually get a more expensive type pieces and molds and things like that. So I felt that $330 was far more reasonable, but $380, that's a lot. So anyway, and then moving on from there, I have 2 more sets I want to talk about. One quick, and then one I really, again, want to take some time on. The first one, we have more, we don't have any images yet. This is the rumor, but we have more information on the latest Winter Village set, and that's set 10361, the new Winter Express train. So if you are a Winter Village fan, like I am, I absolutely love Winter Village, right? There are modular people out there. Each year they look forward to what is the one new modular building they get. For me, I look forward each year to what is the new Winter Village set. You know, each Christmas we make a huge display. Absolutely love it. Yes, I'm a Winter Village nut. But now we're getting the second train, and I'm like, okay, cool. It's a second train. I guess I'm happy for the people who didn't get their hands on the first one that came out, because this train is a 956-piece train. It's $130. That's 13.6 cents per piece. Ugh. Comes out October. The caveat with trains is always this. Trains are expensive because we get track. Not that we want track, not that we need track. A lot of us have more track in boxes than we know what to do with, and it's really annoying, honestly, but because we're getting track, it's going to be a really expensive set. Trains are just always expensive, and I think the only reason I'm kind of more upset about this now is just that every other set is expensive too, right? If there's one expensive set, it's like, okay, I can stomach that. But like if every set is expensive, then it just really it leaves a sour taste in my mouth. And I think it should you as well, personally. If you are wondering, the first train to come out, the 10254 Winter Village train, also was expensive. Now, it was only $100, but it was only 734 pieces. So price per piece, it was the exact same, 13.6 cents per piece. And it's because track came with it, is really what it came down to. So I like the Winter Village train, and we have a Winter Village train station. And so now I'm going to have two trains going around the track this year instead of one. So be it. But I ask myself, did we need another train? There are things we haven't gotten in the Winter Village, like a Winter Village, like doctor's office, like a clinic or something, or a Winter Village. I don't think we have a police station, or just like, I don't know, something. Like there are things in the Winter Village we have yet to get, and I just go, why are we getting a repeat? Like, I get how people then were upset back in the day when they got a new toy store. If you had been collecting Winter Village, essentially the very first Winter Village set ever was a toy shop, and then they pretty much re-released the exact same one, completely lazy on Lego's part, but that was the thing I was excited at the time because I never got my hands on that first one, and it just cost way too much money. So I did buy the second, so I always say, I have all the Winter Village sets I need, because I didn't need two of those. And so for me, I was happy, and I guess if you're a Lego Winter Village nut and you missed out on the train, you're thinking to yourself, yes, I'm good to go. But if you're not that person and you already have a train, you're thinking to yourself, why are we wasting our time on a rehash when there's so much other Winter Village stuff that we could get, right? And probably at a cheaper price because trains are expensive. So anyway, moving on from there, we are going to end. I'm kind of doing it backwards. I think they're official images, but it's like they're leaked official images because these are Lego style, Lego released images, but I don't know if you can't see it on the Lego webpage yet. So you're going to have to see it through other sources like this video you're watching. But I'm going to talk about Harry Potter set 76457. We did it. We finally got images of Hogsmeade Village, the collector's edition. And I gotta say, let me preface with, I think it is a gorgeous set. Like, I am really happy with how most of it looks. But here are the specs. It is 3,228 pieces. Again, a $380 price tag. It is 11.8 cents per piece, which again, I guess this is normal for a Harry Potter IP. But you got to ask yourself, for that amount of money, and this was going to be the original thumbnail before the Death Star just kind of stole the show, I was going to ask, where's the rest of it? Where's the rest of it? Because this is a 3,200 piece set, and it's a $380 set. And looking at it, it looks a little shallow, a facade like we get with a lot of these Harry Potter sets now. I will tell you just some specs on it again. We got 12 minifigs coming out with it. We got Harry Potter, Hermione, Ron, Draco. We got Katie Bell, Cornelius Fudge. We got Professor McGonagall, which is cool. We got Horace Slughorn. We got a Dumbledore. We got Madame Rosmerta, Mrs. Flume, and we got a Zonko's employee, because the 5 buildings that they are showing you here with the Hogsmeade Village, we got Dervish and Bangs. We got Honeydukes, everybody's favorite Honeydukes. The big one in the middle is the 3 broomsticks, which is really gorgeous, right? We got Hogshead Inn, and then we got Zonko's Joke Shop. So those are the 5 buildings that they have decided that is going to represent Hogsmeade Village, the Collector's Edition. Now, again, I preface with, I think it's a good-looking set. I do like it. If there is a complaint, it's that it's a little too shallow. Like, I want to give you a comparison, right? Because you might be thinking to yourself, Steve, come on, now you're just complaining to complain. Well, let's just take another step back and do a look at some older Lego sets. In this one, should we look at 2020's Diagon Alley? Because I think that is probably the closest comparison that we can make. 75978, 2020, Diagon Alley is released. One of my favorite Harry Potter sets. It is 5,544 pieces. And now it's $450. Before, you can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe before the summer 2022 price hikes, it was a $400 set. Okay, so at a $400 set, Diagon Alley was 7.2 cents per piece. After the price hike, it was an 8.1 cents per piece set. Okay, so I'll even use 4.5. And if you, even for inflation today, that's now a $560 set, which still puts it at 10.1 cents per piece. So it's still almost 2 cents cheaper per piece, which is crazy to me. And it is 17 minifigs for Diagon Alley versus the 12 minifigs that we're getting for Hogsmeade. So you got 5 more minifigs. Plus, you got a really cool, the Hagrid with the sign, the Welcome to Diagon Alley sign was just, chef's kiss. It was really, really well done. 4 big buildings, and those buildings on average were anywhere from 8 to 12 studs deep, right? The Weasley's Joke Shop was a really deep building in the Diagon Alley set. I think it was 12 studs deep. When I'm looking at pictures of this Hogsmeade Village, a lot of these buildings we're talking are more like 6 to 8 studs deep, which is more on par with a lot of the Harry Potter play scale sets. But I'm like, y'all, Lego, you just slapped on Collector's Edition there. If you're slapping on Collector's Edition, where's the rest of the set? How are you gonna give us 3,200 pieces and stiff us a little bit deeper building so it looks more in line with what we got with Diagon Alley for that price? Even if they had said it was going to be a $350 set, I'd have been like, dang, that's expensive, but I kind of consider it. But I tell you what, I feel like, honestly, that $30 is kind of a slap in the face. Really, to me, it's a $300 set, but I could have gotten with $350. I don't think I could have complained too much, but $380 for that. And yeah, it's a good looking set. It would go great with the Winter Village, honestly. Hogsmeade looks super cool, but we already have another Hogsmeade with Honeydukes and all of that. And I just am like, that's the part that's frustrating to me, is I'm saying, and with all of these, if you're going to price us at that, where's the rest? Where's the rest? And, I showed this to my wife, and my wife is the one who started our Harry Potter collection. I wasn't going after Harry Potter, and, there were just sets coming out, and she was like, these are gorgeous. We got to go after Harry Potter. And we started collecting Harry Potter sets, actually pretty avidly. I think one year, we got every single Harry Potter set. So she loves them. I'm showing her these pictures, right? The Harry Potter nut. there you go. What do you think? She's like, wow, that looks really good. And I was like, yeah, it looks really good, right? She's like, yeah, we got to get it. I was like, yeah, it's $380. And she's like, or maybe we don't have to get it. Because it's like, is that worth the price? I'm not sure. And I already said it in this podcast. If there's only one set that's expensive that you want to buy, it's like, okay, maybe that's the splurge. But when every single set does this, it's like, I don't know what to tell you. And I really fear that maybe this is the beginning of the end of that reign, because more and more of me wants to go look at non-Lego sets, non-Lego brick, building brick, like brands, because it's so much cheaper. Like, go get yourself an Atom Bricks Falling Water. Go get yourself some Creo, never Mega Blocks. But I don't know. It's frustrating to me. And I don't want to complain, right? And I want to make sure that I'm not just like, this is yucky because I just want to complain and blah, blah, blah. I really am trying to give a critical eye to all of these sets. And so if I'm missing something, I absolutely would love for you to leave a comment and let me know your thoughts. If you just say, well, Lego's just more expensive. Cool, bro. Like, give me something thought out that could change my mind. I would love to have some positive discourse with you. If you feel like I am not being fair to the new Death Star set, if I'm not being fair to the new Hogsmeade Village, let me know. I'm perfectly good with conversation. I just, give me something more than just, Lego's expensive, get over it. Like, don't leave dumb comments. Leave good ones, right? I don't know. Anyway, but tell me what you think. Just tell me what you think. I would love to talk to you. I would love to hear your thoughts on all 5 of these sets. I think there's an argument that could be made for a couple of them with price. And again, I think all 5 of these sets are actually, I'm excited for how they look. I don't mind the designs. I'm frustrated. Well, Asterix Death Star. Not going to get frustrated with the Death Star. Not going to lose it. But yeah, besides the Death Star, the Star Trek, going to look good. Black Pearl, good. Train, we didn't need a second one, but it's probably going to look good. Hogsmeade looks great, but like, is it worth the money? That is the question, the fundamental question, and you just let me know. So anyway, kind of a long one today. Sorry about that, but I just wanted to go over those sets. And again, we had some housekeeping to do. So if you've hung around till the end, just again, that reminder, this is your last chance to win yourself an exosuit as well as other sets. So make sure, go back to the 100th anniversary episode, be a subscriber to the YouTube page, check the box, hit the comment, the usual stuff, and maybe you'll win. Like I say, tomorrow, Tuesday morning, is when I'm going to leave the pinned comments of my 3 winners. My 3 winners, we will figure out how to get that to you, because I do not want to have your information public, but I have ways for you to contact me with your information, and we can go from there. Okay? With that, though, I do greatly appreciate you. I've absolutely loved the support, more support than ever with this channel and with this podcast. And so I really appreciate you. As I've always said, the best part of Lego, it may not be the Lego. To me, it's the community. Y'all, the Lego community is just so good, and there's such a great group of people that, I think are like me, where they love Lego, like, to their core, but sometimes I think we're a little afraid to just speak our mind of, I don't think it's good. You know what I mean? So that's okay. But you let me know. I appreciate you. And then, hey, if this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the page. I broadcast an episode every Monday and Wednesday. Wednesday will be a wild card Wednesday, and this Wednesday is just a wacky off topic. I do alternates between set reviews and just some random topic. So I hope you continue to tune in. But until Wednesday, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye, y'all. All it's supposed to